Hey guys, you are listening to the Poor Decisions Show. We're back. Sorry, did I do the intro last week or do you want to do it? Or
did I not do the intro?
Oh, okay, well, we are back.
The same.
We do sound the same. I'm Anissa and we're joined by our other host, Anna. And first, before we go anywhere, for those who are watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. If you are listening on whatever platform, make sure you follow, like the episode, all those kind of things there. And also make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms. So Instagram and TikTok and YouTube is Poor Decisions Show, and Twitter is Poor Decisions UK. And then tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about the episodes, and make sure you share it wherever. Anyway, go ahead. Exactly. I echoed the same sentiments. How's your week been? Long as heck. I've had a very long week, and then even today, so my voice sounds like this, but
a little bit.
I've got it's not even hoarse, it's just tired, so it doesn't hurt to speak. It just sounds fatigued. I've got to go home to do so many things, and then tomorrow I've got a busy day. So Tuesday, I feel like I'll feel calm. Oh my gosh, I just given away our recording days, but it's fine. But yes, how's your week been?
It's been okay. I just came from a yoga class, actually.
Did you?
I'm feeling refreshed.
Did you use the mat?
I did use the mat, although the class was packed. And it's only meant to be 10 people. There's 12 of us crammed into this little room. No joke or whatever.
Yeah.
And I had to be right by the door, but the instructor had to keep coming in and out. And she's walking her dirty feet all over my back. I said, well, I'm about to put my head. No remorse. Not trying to scudge.
Because girl, this ain't one of the...
She could have, the mat's not wide, so she could have stretched her legs and done it, but no, all over the mat. So now I'm thinking about, what do? I need to disinfect it.
Yeah, you wipe it down.
Put my face on.
But the thing is, the mat clearly is even the way it's coloured, this is not a gym mat, so don't be walking on my mat and go, don't you do yoga? Can't you stretch over?
Their mats have the dotted line, it's just a different mat basically. That's the thing. I didn't appreciate being right near the door. I like being at the back of the class because I'm not no yogi expert. I'm still very much a baby yoga person.
Beginner.
And I haven't also been in a month and a half. I've been to the gym. I haven't been to the yoga class per se. So it was tough on my body this time. So I don't mind being at the back, but right by the door. And then the girl that I was with, oh my gosh, I was right next to the mirror, but the girl was on my right hand side, and the whole time she is looking at herself in the mirror, leaning over my body to look at herself in the mirror. So I'm watching her watch herself in the mirror, and I thought, why are you doing this? Please stop. It's just so awkward because our eyes kept meeting, but she didn't care. No shame. And when you're doing all the breathing work and you exhale, she's like that's her exhale.
That's scary, the exhale.
And then the front's yeah, oh my gosh, that's amazing. This is amazing, basically. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then, but I think she was also congested because her heavy breathing was it almost felt like someone was sleeping, but she wasn't. This is the beginning doing the breath work, but it was so heavy. And I thought, wow, I'm sitting next to such a problematic babe. And because we're packed like sardines, the one in front of me, her toe is almost less than 5 centimeters in my face when we're doing all the stretching work. And I was just I need to not be too early to this class, but I need to not show up on time. I need to find a medium in between it so that I'm not by the door, I'm not with the mirror watchers, I'm whatever. But yeah, no, it's all right. I'm definitely going to be sore though later this week. That's a fact.
For sure. I'm with the girl. I like to watch myself in the mirror at the gym, so I hear it. But the deep exhales or the sharp exhales was not for me. I like the machines right next to the mirror. I like the clock being right next to the mirror. I want to watch myself.
Imagine there's no mirrors in the machines, but in the past I've had and I've enjoyed.
Yeah, in my current gym, there's no mirrors near the machine, just in the where they do the classes. Oh, yeah. But in all the other gyms that I used to go to, I was right next to the mirrors with the machines.
One thing I do like about this gym though is that they actually have an actual room, whereas I think when I was in your gym or not free gym, whatever the gyms, or the gym, that's it. Mm-hmm. It was just the mat in the open space. And to be fair, I could not hear over gym music, instructor.
Yeah, my instructors have a headset and speaker now. Like Britney. It's very Britney. The whole thing is Britney.
No, Britney.
Yeah, very Britney. But anyway, so you had something you want to talk about?
Oh yeah, so not today. I was thinking this week-ish or whatever, I had run across this thing on, I think it was on Instagram, talking about what is your like unpopular opinion in comparison to the rest. And I went in the comments, and let me tell you one thing, people are really serious about this. Some of the things I saw was like, oh damn. Yes, this definitely must be an unpopular opinion, and I'm not gonna cite what they said.
Okay.
But I was thinking about one of my unpopular opinions, which I saw in the comments actually, that I did agree with, is that not everything needs 101 different seasonings. And it just brought me back to the fact that anything that has like, I've now got such a big aversion to Cajun seasoning.
Oh.
So that whenever like I see anything with seafood and it's got Cajun seasoning just everywhere, in the macaroni and cheese, on the lobster, in the sauce, on the chips, like I've like, my unpopular opinion is that I don't like Cajun seasoning with seafood. I don't like it. I don't.
I think I don't like Cajun seasoning altogether.
I can't do it anymore. I didn't mind it a little with Five Guys, but
the thing is, I don't mind it with Five Guys because it's just a different way to have their normal chips, because I don't really like their chip options. But it always gives this a weird aftertaste.
It does. It really does. I think it's, do you know what it is? In me, there's like it's the cumin within the Cajun season that I'm always a bit like, oh, whatever. But like, that's my unpopular opinion. And for me, it's unpopular because if you look at any of these seafood things, and like, especially the Americans who do like a lot of the seafood stuff, it's Cajun down, like Cajun. I'm like, oh gosh, no. And seafood, I love seafood-ish. And there's so many flavors you can have. Cajun is like bottom barrel. I don't think it enhances it. Like, I don't. That's my unpopular.
I don't like Cajun. There we go. I'm with you on that. So you're right about the over seasoning and Cajun. I go, you know what? I hear that. I definitely hear that.
I definitely hear that. Do you have an unpopular opinion?
Sitting there thinking so hard. That's why I'm just like squeeze my eyes. The thought will come to me. Yeah, go for the second, because the thing is, I can't think.
This one I'm a little scared to say.
Oh, then maybe don't say it. Or do you want to say it and then question mark if you want me to edit it?
I'm not a fan of wearing bonnets in public. That is my unpopular opinion. I know so many people do it, and I get it. Listen, I get it. I roll around in headscarves and stuff like that outside in the street. I completely get it. But for me, like with the bonnet, there's just something about it I just can't get with. I cannot get with it in the public. No, I can't do it.
Okay. Yeah. I think for me, it's just the whole inside wear, outside wear vibe. That's the only, it's not that I don't get it, but I that actually scared me. Sorry, our sign just fell down. Yeah, I get it. The inside wear, outside wear vibe, because though this is not coming for you because you're wearing a hat inside. But the point what I was about to make was like, when you're like, I get wearing a bonnet when you're inside the house because you're wearing it to protect your hair inside the house. But when you're outside the house, and it's like, okay, well, I don't want my hair to be shown, then you can wear a hat because you wear hats outside. So it's like, for me, it's like everything kind of has a place. It's like when I'm inside my house, when I want to be warm and covered, I'll wear a dressing gown. But when I'm outside my house, I'm not going to wear my dressing gown. I'm going to wear my coat because I'm outside the house. So there's like inside wear, outside wear. So that's how I kind of view the bonnet discourse. However, I've seen people wrap up their head whatever way you want to, boo. That's how I feel.
And that's the thing. They can. You honestly can choose to do whatever you like with your hair or whatever. My unpopular opinion is, especially when I just hate seeing it. Like whenever I see it, I'm just like, oh. Like there's something about it. But again, that's my unpopular opinion. Nobody needs to agree with me.
Absolutely.
But that is just like,
that's just how you feel.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
That is how
I'm still sitting there trying to think what my unpopular opinion could be.
Maybe all your opinions are just popular.
Oh, but that's a scary place to be if all my opinions are popular.
Why is that a scary place to be?
Because if everything is popular, then it's usually going with what the majority are what the majority are siding with.
Yeah.
And sometimes when something isn't a majority, sometimes it's not because it's like, oh, the echo chamber, it's the majority because that's right in all the
moral sense. It's you. Sometimes things are majority because of mob rule. Do you get what I mean? So it's like I wouldn't want to be on the side of all my opinions are popular, because then it's like, what is it? Because I think I stand on some sort of morale side, or am I just part of mob rule? Do you get what I mean?
I get it.
So I'm just trying to unpack, what do I think is an unpopular opinion that I have? I mean, you knowing me, do you think I've had unpopular opinions that I've been? I don't think so.
That's a hard one.
Because the difficult thing is, with a lot of things, I think I try not to give opinions of things, but sometimes I just generally don't have an opinion.
Sometimes I'm very neutral. I always can see both sides.
Yes.
So it's very difficult with having an unpopular opinion. And all my unpopular opinions are things that I just
don't like.
Like, I can't be swayed. Like, it's not this or that. Like, it's a bit like
the only thing that's coming at me that I'm thinking in my mind that might be an unpopular opinion, but again, I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion or if it just comes down to preference. But and this is not an attack on any of the girls or anything like that, because I think people do with whatever you do with yourself as you choose. Do you know what I mean? I think for me, sometimes I'm a little bit like, okay, like I just think about it when I see it. Is when I sometimes see the girls in, like the school girls in school uniform, and the makeup is fully face down. And not only that, like I don't mind you're in a full beat, but you're in a full beat with like Russian volume lashes, like and it's like out to hair. And I'm just like, I always get taken back a little bit, because I feel like I'm seeing a juxtaposition, I don't know if that's the right word in the context, of seeing somebody in a school uniform who we very well knowingly is a child, but then this face is presenting a very adult makeup style that is not school. And so it kind of always shocks me a little bit, because like, why am I seeing a school child in full beat, contour, Fenty face down, Russian volume 3D lashes? Like, it feels too much for me at times. So that's my unpopular opinion. So I guess you could see it as an unpopular opinion. I might just say as a preference. But I do think just to go to school, I think it's a bit too much. Like, that's just my personal preference. Now listen, did I wear makeup when I went to secondary school? Yes, but it was very basic levels makeup.
That Claire mascara me.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I was in a bondage with Claire mascara and Claire gloss.
Oh, and a blue eyeliner at one point.
And that was even a step too far when I was doing the blue eyeliner.
Just the blue
but I
eyeliner
was
had
doing
crazy.
just the blue eyeliner, because I remember at the time there was girls in our school that were doing silver eyeshadow. So I thought to myself, oh, okay, maybe I need to step it up. But then it felt like, well, I'm still in school, so then I was doing the blue eyeshadow, which was the blue eyeliner, which was very strange, and it was just on bottom lash. So let's be very clear, people, it was a mess. And then I kind of got into, in year 11, doing a little dream matte mousse, because that was the days.
Oh my gosh, dream matte mousse, flashback, colour caramel.
Exactly. But even that, like, it was very touch and go, but it wasn't like I was coming to school with a full beat and full lash. I just think it is a little too much for someone in school as an actual child, but secondly, to go to school.
Well,
I just feel like that's much, man.
Yeah. Not to go on a tangent there, but that's why essentially like wearing excessive makeup is like against school rules. And I remember back in school, although I felt like it was very selective in our school.
Oh yeah,
they used to hand out wipes to people to take their face off. Again, it's very selective, because some people had everything in the shop
on the face, but on their face.
No shade.
Yeah, that's obviously no shade.
But they never.
But even that, do you know, that's a bit mad. For like someone to hand you a wipe and tell you to take your face off. If somebody did that to me on a regular day, and I was like full beat down, and someone gave me a wipe and said, take your face off.
Yeah, but like it's school, like there's no place for it.
No, obviously, but I'm just talking about taking context out of it, the general feeling of me full beat down, someone give me a wipe and say, take your face off.
One wipe is not going to do anything. I don't know what the wipes they had back then. I really cannot.
You hate wipes though.
I really can't remember what the wipes were like back then, but I already know. You don't need to tell me. I already know that the wipes weren't good. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of wipes.
You hate makeup wipes. Yeah,
maybe simple, maybe, but like for me, wipes is just like this kind of light moisture on your face. It doesn't do anything. It moves things around. Like it's not gonna clean your face. It's not gonna clean anything. And like I think wipes have also like revolutionized for like children. Now more people use like water wipes when they're trying to clean their child, because those Pampers and such weren't doing that much.
I'm not a wipes type of person. I'm a wash my face, toner type of person.
See, I do a mixture.
God,
I start off with, no, for me it does. So let me just speak for me. I start off with I have the tea tree oil face wipes, and I just wipe down with one wipe to get the basic off, or at least the first layer off.
Crack the foundation.
Yeah, crack the foundation, get the first layer off, and then I go into doing. Then I just finish washing and going through. But I know some people use that makeup balm thing. I've used it once at a photo shoot, and I didn't like it.
Oh, really? I was about to say, I've wanted to try a cleansing balm.
I didn't get what was going on, or maybe it was because of my girl who'd given it to me where I didn't get it. She was like, I was like, don't know, all this crazy makeup. So I was like, okay, like, do you have wipes or something for me to take this off, or like micellar water on a cotton pad? At least you get it.
So I always need a hot cloth though in the process.
But when you're on photo shoot and there's no sink and water, you're not thinking, okay, I need a hot cloth. So I'm just like, do you have micellar water, something to take the makeup off? She's handed me just like a pot of makeup balm like this. But I've never used it. So she's just given me this pot of basically, which is like squidgy, like a jelly thing. So I'm thinking, okay, so what the hell am I meant to do with this? She's like, just put it in your face and just rub. So I've put it in my face and I've rub, but it's giving me the same effect as the makeup wipes. I'm like, okay, it's just moved the makeup all around my face to the swirl. How does this now come off now? Like, how do we get this off? And she's still there. Like, just keep rubbing, It's
not going to melt away, is it? Or does it?
Maybe it does. And maybe I needed to keep rubbing. But the point was, I thought, okay, the way it looked like to me, you use it to like break all the makeup up. And then maybe it would make sense to me if you then went and washed your face. And then it came off like that. But standing in like a studio and someone keeps telling me to rub. And I've got pink stuff all over, green stuff, blue stuff. My face was all done. I was like, girl, what the hell is happening? So in the end, I think I had some like a couple of, I always sometimes carry like wipes or tissue in the bottom of my bag, a couple of wipes, and I just use that to scrub as much as I can. And basically, like, I went home on the train and this whole section of my face was pink from the eyeshadow on the blood. There's nothing I could do. Yes, I'm not a balm person, basically. I didn't get it. But yeah, so that, I guess, at best is my unpopular opinion. But I don't think it's an unpopular opinion because people might have acne or low self-esteem or whatever the case may be, or maybe they just want to be beat down in the classroom. Do as you need to. I just think for me, I just always get a little taken aback when I see the girls like that. And then I always think to myself, if I did have a teenage daughter, I just don't think I think I'd say absolutely not. That's just me.
I mean, I can't disagree. Yes. It's just time and place. That's time and place. And listen, as well, it's when you're younger like that, you love it. You then grow out of it.
Yeah, I feel like,
especially, I think by the time you get to university and you got their mornings and the 3-hour lectures, you're done. You're not doing it. It's not working. It doesn't suit your lifestyle anymore.
The craziest thing is, I don't think in all the years we went to uni that I went in a lecture and saw any of the girls beat down like that. Like, no girls were beat.
They had their heads wrapped.
They had their head wrapped.
If they were even, their head was off the table.
Exactly. But no one's face was beat like that. So maybe only the young girls.
And when those people who were staying 2 to 3 days in the library, honey,
no.
It weren't like that.
Heck no.
Like I said, it doesn't suit the lifestyle. It doesn't change or what have you. I've been watching a very popular story time that's been coming out for these last few weeks. I'm not going to get into it because it's not my business, whatever. But I've been watching a popular story time, whatever.
That's so like, okay.
And then I saw another story time on Instagram that's going really popular, but it's very sad, very dark, dark stuff. Again, I'm not going to get into it.
You keep giving us these cliffhangers. I've been watching this for weeks. This is very dark. I don't want you to expand, but I'm letting you know you're just giving us cliffhangers. But it's okay.
I mean, I can tell you the second one because it's not British.
If it's sad, I don't want to know.
Okay, then there you go. The point is, it really brought me back to circa maybe 10 years ago, 8 years ago, maybe. Maybe 8 years ago. Maybe 8 years ago, maybe. When it had to be 9, 8 years ago, I believe, when story times were like going crazy. Well, really, maybe 5 to 6, whatever.
Yeah,
The point is,
5 to 6 versus 9.
story times were going crazy on YouTube, and I remember I used to watch the craziest story times. And I don't want to typecast again, but mainly a lot of the crazy stuff was happening to the Americans. They tend to have the wildest story times. I've watched several story times about people being kidnapped, several husbands turning out to be gay, or the reasons why they're getting divorced, or just so much stuff, or why they had a fight with this
or
person,
being kidnapped or sex trafficked. And the craziest thing,
there were a lot of those.
Oh my gosh, so many. Or like getting into fights and finding this person cheating. The scariest thing was nobody ever gave you a trigger warning. So sometimes sometimes the title of it wouldn't even be like, not to say story time, the time I got sex trafficked. It might be like story time, why I was so hurt or something. And then you click on it thinking, but maybe it's relationship. And then all of a sudden, and you're like, whoa, like, how the heck did we get here? That always used to unstartle.
I feel like that's YouTube has changed so much, because now people have to be careful of the words they say.
Absolutely.
All this and all that,
but as you say that.
Back then, oh my gosh, I've watched countless. I used to love watching like natural hair horror story, like story times, like people just coming on the internet to talk their business. And listen, when you're bored, you're bored. So I used to love story times, but my point is I thought to myself, what would my story time be? Because I feel like a lot of crazy stuff has happened in the course of my life. What would my story time be? That would essentially, I don't know, not go viral, but like, would people be interested in the story time? Came up with a few.
Okay.
I'm just gonna give you the titles.
Tape, so this will be the we'll make this part 2.
I was just gonna give titles.
Oh, I thought you were gonna give stories. Okay, at least give the titles. Give us teasers, and from there I'll see which story I'd like to hear.
Ding 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 ding. Okay. I'm gonna try and give a variety for storytime purposes. Yeah, they use good variety.
Okay.
I'm going to give Almost Trafficked in Atlanta.
That was
Great.
mine. Yeah, that's very good.
So Almost Trafficked in Atlanta. Second story time. I'm pushing his baby in a park.
Oh, that is phenomenal. Sorry, that was a good story.
That's a good story time.
That was, oh my gosh. Okay. You're gripping me. That one, hell's yeah. Okay, go ahead. So I screamed in the mic. Sorry, guys.
Oh gosh, I forgot the third one. Oh damn. Listen, I forgot the third one. I can't think. I can't remember what my third one's gonna be. No, I can't say it. Well, anyway, I'm gonna stick with those two. But I was just thinking that, like, I know for a fact if I told those two story times, it would just be chaos, elaborate mess. Like, I'd be one of those people on the internet doing too much. What would your story times be? Well, I'm thinking about the third one because I think it was really good. I just can't remember.
Well, I was gonna number one say the Atlanta one because it gets trafficked in
one.
Atlanta. So I was like, damn. Oh, because then you really took me back with the
I'm taking you way.
You really took me back with the pushing the baby, because that one, that's a story in your life that I completely forgot about until you just said that, and my mind went ding ding ding. But even that being said, you know, now
it's hard. See, you got to think about it. And then also I'm trying to be like very selective.
Yeah, being specific. But the thing is, that's the craziest thing, is things aren't even flagging up in my head for me to be like, no, not that one, no, not that one. It's just black. And it's tough because in my mind I'm thinking to myself, okay, Atlanta was definitely one, which we can tell in a second. So that one. Then I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe something happened to me last year, which I don't even know. I think it'd be like a cute story on TikTok for like a minute and a half, but I don't think it could have been a full-blown YouTube story time. I feel like it could have been a TikTok story time.
One, like, I can barely remember it.
That one's more. What I've learned is now, like, people tell story times on TikTok, and there's difference between.
Do they?
Yeah, but they'll be like, get ready with me by the time I told you that my husband stole all my money, and then they'll be doing their makeup and tell you, like, it literally will be like that. But so people will tell you a TikTok story time. like if you want part 2. To say. So people give you a TikTok story time now, but what I realize is some stories that work on TikTok wouldn't work on YouTube because YouTube story times usually tend to be more of a saga.
Yeah, there has to be several parts.
So I feel like mine's are more of TikTok story time. So the only thing I'm thinking is from last year, like, you know, the baby father and his cousin. That's the only one I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Then I'm thinking, this was years ago, but I don't even know how to phrase this title.
I'm nervous.
Let's see. He I don't even know how to make this card because I'm trying to think of like the lying about criminal charges. Maybe that's the best way to explain about it.
Okay.
Because I was trying to do the title, but then the title of that sounded nuts. So I just want to say lying about criminal charges, which other people would be like, you're lying. I wasn't lying about criminal charges, but someone I said was lying about a criminal charge that they, than Atlanta. But I can't think, apart from that, I don't think any of those story times,
I think Atlanta
unless if Atlanta would have been the number one, but it would have literally been a TikTok story time, like, how this guy was secretly a baby father and a bit his baby mother, blah blah blah. Or it'd be like, how, hey, do my makeup, listen to me as I talk about how my boyfriend told me he was going to prison for one thing and it was another thing. Although none of that's my story, but you know.
Examples, people.
Examples. Let's be very clear. But we can tell you the story about. But I feel like we've spoken about it here.
Have we?
No, I feel like we touched on it lightly when we did Holiday Nightmares, or maybe we didn't.
Holiday Nightmares. We talk about Atlanta.
I think we covered holidays lightly, but we didn't go into depth. But basically, we've spoken about, or maybe okay. So we took a trip to Atlanta in 2017. We took it part as a group trip. Now at the time before we went to Atlanta, I remember something was going on in Atlanta, like something was in the air, but I don't think people were talking about trafficking as much in Atlanta.
It wasn't as big as as public.
It wasn't as public. But then literally after we after we left Atlanta, and I'd been back in, once we returned from holiday and a few years, like after that time and years afterwards, I felt like it then became more present to know that Atlanta was actually like a quite a central place for human trafficking in America. And then it goes, like when you look back at that story in a different lens, it's like, this story could have ended up in a completely different way for us. But in that moment, we were just like, what is going on? Happening? Yeah, like, do you get what I mean?
And then thank God there was 6 of us at the time, because I think that is too large of a number to wrangle as much, although they were definitely trying it. I think that the numbers were in our favor, that there was like 6 of us rather than like 2. Like, I think that would have been even a little bit more difficult to sway. So basically what happened is we'd gone out on this night out in Atlanta. Absolutely. We were in this club, and my memory serves correct, we weren't really having a great time because the music was deep Atlanta trap, I believe. It was very
which isn't an issue, but it's just American nightclubs are very different to London nightclubs.
Very different.
Well, London nightclubs will play like 5-6 genres in one night, so every DJ has a different set, or a DJ will have multiple sets, and so it keeps the energy. Versus in America, it just seemed like you've only got one genre and it's the whole night. It's like, don't you want to break up the rhythm and slow wine or move your hips fast? I don't get this. Like, I don't get.
But then people in the club were having a great time, although I did not understand why.
You know what? Maybe they're not used to winding up their waistline. That's why they thought it was a good time. But anyway,
so we weren't having the best of time, and I think we called the night early. Like we tried the place next door, I believe, and then we were like on the street. Basically, we hadn't called our Uber yet. I believe we were trying to call our Uber, and we get approached by this gentleman. This gentleman is not in club attire. I don't want to say he looked raggedy. That's the wrong word to say. He didn't look raggedy, but he was definitely in comfortable, very house clothing. House clothing. He was wearing house.
What? House? I don't know if it's house.
He was wearing, I remember, a green t-shirt and jogging bottoms.
Yeah, that's like running to the shop.
House/shop attire, where I believe. Or whatever.
Okay, yes.
He approaches us and he's going crazy over the fact that we all have these London accents. And then he proceeds to go into some tales, honey.
About his London lover
in the subway, which I believe was all a ruse. Yeah, because he couldn't even really tell us much details about London or this alleged London lover that he has living in London. It just didn't make any sense. But yeah, he was clearly making things up, trying to get us to like catwalk down the middle of the street with him. This should have been the first red flag when he wanted us to start catwalking down the street. He was saying like, you guys have great bodies, but you don't know how to use them. He was like, you don't know how to use them. I could show you how to get some real money off your body. Like, you don't even know how to walk. So I think we were like, well, walk then. And then that's when he started doing the catwalk, saying, I can show you guys how to make some money off your bodies. And that should have been like,
that is flag
that was like flag number one.
That is flag number one. We should have known from then. We should have known from then.
At that point, we're entertaining him. We think he's funny, at least. We're just like laughing, whatever. Just being young again. We're just laughing, whatever, having a good time, whatever. And this is where I think things start to turn. He starts talking about how he's got these friends down the end of the street. Down the end of the street, it was this, I don't know what the make of the car was, but I know it was this big black kind of looking like truck essentially. And I remember the windows being tinted. I remember him saying, oh, I've got friends who want to meet you all, like just come to the car and just meet them or whatever. And we were just like, no, we're not doing that. We're like, no, like we're waiting for our cab. We want to go essentially. But that's when, again, I think he started reiterating the stuff about you've got nice bodies. You don't want to make some money. Like you don't want to have fun out here in like Atlanta. And we're just like, no, we're not into that. Like, this is not what we're going to be doing, I believe. And then we got in the cab. When we get into the cab. Well, let me add a different lens onto that, into that context. So after he did the catwalk, I think we weren't ready to call the cab just as yet. So we were like, he was saying, oh, there's lots of stuff around here. And we were like, oh, what? Like, maybe we'll walk around or something. And so we decided to go around the corner. And he was like, oh, like, he's got friends at the bottom. But we'd already hit that corner. And we were walking down. That's when he kept reiterating, you can make money off body. But that's where all the cars were lined up with the black things. But then if you remember, our other friend, I don't know if I want to say her name on her, Elle, that's what I'll call her, was wearing these laced up heels, right? Oh. And the laced bit of the heels were coming undone. So she had bent down to relace her heels. Okay. And while she was relacing her heels is when he kept talking to us about you can make the money, blah, blah, blah. And then that was when somebody from the car rolled down the window and started screaming, how much? Oh,
yes, I forgot about that.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, let me add a different lens.
I'm like,
yeah, you couldn't remember. Yeah, so he was like, how much? At first, we were like who are they talking to? And then he kept running to the window.
Back and forth.
He kept
negotiating.
If my memory might be real good because I swear the guy's name was Anthony or something.
It was Anthony. Yeah.
So Anthony kept running up to the window and then coming back and saying, you guys just want to like get in the car, blah, blah, blah. And we were like, no, like this is too much. But we couldn't actually leave at that point because Elle was still lacing up these freaking heels on both sides of her thing. And I believe you and somebody else went on to walk back up to the street that we had gone. And I guess you guys, all I remember is I'm still standing with Elle lacing up her heels and we're thinking, like, okay, let's start to go. But you lot had already walked ahead. And then Anthony's still saying, no, like, guys, come on, you can make money. And all of a sudden, I just see a car hit the corner. It's a cab and the door opens and you're in it. I think you're in it with
maybe
Abby.
Yeah, maybe.
And then you're like, okay, guys, we've got the cab, get in. And as we're walking in to get the cab, Anthony then starts begging L and B for money. And that was when it was like, what's going on? But he wasn't even begging for a lot of money. He was begging for 75 cents.
Oh my gosh.
He was saying, please, at least just give me 75
at that point,
cents.
and I thought he's
75
trying to snatch the purse or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then we got in and we drove off in the cab. And then I remember us talking about like if you're even going to beg money, you're begging 75 cents or even a whole dollar. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. But maybe he just wanted you to like go in your bag to get it and then would have snatched the bag. Yeah. Maybe that's what he was.
Because he wanted money from the people who's closest to him and he wouldn't let that car door go. And we were just like, bro, like, you gotta go.
And so in the perfect... So when I look back at it now through everything that I know about Atlanta, him going back and forth from the car to us was like almost... It seems a little bit like a negotiation. Not of just how much...
But they would pay. Telling him, no, go and
get them. I want this one, that one. And okay, tell them to come in this. It felt like now when you look back at it, that it was a negotiation thing.
No, most definitely. Thank you for filling in those gaps. But actually now talking about it, it's actually horrendous because one, Atlanta's got a huge trafficking problem. And two, it's like, what did you lot want from like us girl, like from London?
There was nothing from us that you could...
And why would I come on holiday and decide that I want to
Yes.
make money.
And I
But
want
do you know what? A lot of I will
do that.
we'll say that though, but I mean,
Do you
you
know
know
what?
what's
Sex
happening in
tourism is
Dubai.
actually
Yeah,
quite
that's what I was
well.
about
Do you
to
know what?
say. Yeah.
Let me. Do you know what? But
Sorry,
definitely,
guys, we are literally like fighting a fly war right now. So you keep seeing, if you're watching YouTube, you keep seeing our hands flail above us. But it's fine.
so much fun.
But yes,
But yeah, no.
yes.
That definitely is in itself. And to be honest, not so much more. I think we pretty much hit the key notes or whatever, but there are probably a lot of finer details. But I definitely remember that part, although I forgot it now that you've reminded me of us saying like, oh, it's too early because we didn't enjoy ourselves at the club. And we're like, let's just walk down. He was saying there was so many things, but really he was trying to,
It was
like,
there was a
bring
dead
us down to
there was a dead end. It was not like a dead end road, but it led to nothing. It led to nothing.
If
It was
you've
just
been to
cars
Atlanta,
lined up.
It's like, it's not city-ish at all. There's like 4 random things always in the middle of nowhere. That's how I felt when we were there. Like nothing was ever like connected like that. It's not like I'm walking down Shoreditch and it's going bar to bar to bar to like, and it's busy.
Yeah, it's not like
that.
it's not like a city like New York or London or anything like that.
in
But
city.
Georgia is like the country, they say. So how city-ish can their city truly be?
Child, they tried to have us in Atlanta, but we weren't having it. And like I said, thank God there were 6 of us, because really, if Anthony wanted to, he could have easily picked one of us up and ran. If there wasn't so many of us, like easily, because he was getting desperate, begging for that 75 cents, honey.
And that's crazy for me. 75 cents. Anthony, please.
Honey, please.
But yeah, so that is the thing. And I feel like we haven't even told it with the true sensation of it all. But literally in that moment, it was all quite random. But then you look back and think, actually,
it wasn't
this
until
was
I got back to the hotel, and I remember putting on my snap saying, guys, there's some crazy stuff is happening out in Atlanta. And the thing is, people in Atlanta are so friendly. We met a lot of friendly people there. However, like, things can easily go left from one to the next.
When we met those girls from Alabama who we hung out in the mall with that day.
Oh yes, I forgot about that. I completely forgot about that.
Do you remember
Those girls? I actually do forgot about that.
I used to have bare of them on my snap, because then there was the guy that I met in the sneaker shop who was from New York, but he was going to school in Atlanta. Rod. I used to have bare of them on my snap, and maybe I deleted them all, because I don't have any of them now.
Yeah, same.
I have no one from that trip anymore on my snap.
People and the meat meal group, please.
Yeah. Skip. So the point was, but that's only because my snap is really personal. Not really personal, but there's only like 20 people on it, and they're all friends and family.
Did you just cut off all the people?
Well, I've never added people in the first place to my snap. And so then I had only added those Americans, and then I was like, no, I got to take these people off. No offense to them. So I actually don't give my snap or let people add me on snap that's not a close family or friend, because I treat my snap like my private Instagram stories. Like that's how I see it.
Yeah. I like Snap for the memories.
Oh, I do like
what I was doing 5 to 6 years ago, and I'm like, oh, flashback.
I like it, but I don't like it.
Oh.
Because sometimes you see that 2 years ago, you're thinking, I don't really want to know what I was doing then, dog.
I don't like it when it's like flashback and I was on holiday and I'm here miserable.
Do you? Don't you?
Yeah, because I'm here miserable and I'm not on holiday.
I love it because it's like
no, I'm miserable. If I'm not on holiday at the same time, then I'm miserable.
Shame. Okay. Well, is there anything else? I feel like I'm rambling on about.
No. I did have a poor decision, but I don't anymore. That off like that. That sounds like a really bad way.
Sorry, guys.
That is my poor decision that I did not have.
You know, she had a really good one, but I had explained that this story was a way bigger story and way more nuanced than could be explained in 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So that's what it's. Oh, but not even very quickly. Just very quickly then, what you've been watching this week.
I've been watching Queen's Court.
Oh yes, same.
I have,
but I haven't got. I fell asleep halfway through episode 3, so I still got more to go. Where are you now?
I think I've just finished episode 4, maybe not episode 5, maybe or something. I can't remember, to be honest. All of it is like kind of blurred into one for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what? It's good. It's not like wildly entertaining. I know Tamar keeps saying, "Oh, it's the best dating reality TV show." No, it's not the best dating reality TV show, but it's entertaining for me. Yeah. The men that like Tamar and Evelyn, who are now engaged to these men that they met off the show Queen's Court, where it's Tamar, Evelyn, and Nivea. They meet 21 men. to basically date and find a connection with. Tamar and Evelyn have become engaged for the show. Nivea, we haven't got any word on yet. And I know people saying that, oh, such spoilers knowing about Tamar and Evelyn. But to me, the mystery is like, what's happening with Nivea? But the way that the show's going, it's not like I'm saying like, I understand why I haven't heard an engagement from Nivea. But
yeah, the thing is, what's really interesting about that Queen's Court show with as I said, I'm only 3 episodes in. I'm watching Nivea. Nivea's strongest connections that she's having with the men so far are more of connections of like physical attraction. And although I actually think having a strong physical attraction is a part of your connection and things like that, but Nivea does seem to be weary of it a little bit because she's like, she seems to be a little bit wary.
But it's on her radar.
In my general thing, when I'm meeting people, I do get weary if I have a strong physical attraction to you off the bat. Like, I've always said to guys that I've dated that I don't like being too attracted to you. So I feel like I need to be medium attracted to you. I can't actually be fully attracted to you because I always feel like it's a problem. Like, I always feel like it's dangerous territory in general. So when I'm watching Nivea have these really strong attractions to these people that she's meeting, I keep thinking to myself, question mark, because I feel like it might cloud things for her.
To me, it's not the attraction itself. It's just that all their conversations tend to be about their like sexual attraction.
But that's what happens when that's the strongest.
Because like the one who read the poem, I thought, what the hell is happening?
Read the poem. What episode is that of the poem reading?
Mac.
Maybe I muted it. You know, I hate things like that. No,
it was early on, whatever, before like all the other men came or whatever. He read her some.
Well, she does write songs, so maybe she liked it.
But the poem was of a very sexual nature, and she was going crazy over it or whatever. But my point is, like, I tend to be wary of those things because it only ever really seems to end one way. And I know Nivea's having fun and all that stuff or whatever, and maybe this is like a bit of a defense because she doesn't want to be emotionally vulnerable with these people. Now I completely understand that essentially, but like, where I left off on, Nivea's got all these balls in the air. However, some of these balls are not even like, these men are like saying they're here for Nivea, but trying to go for Evelyn and Tamar. And like, I'm not clear on who she's connecting with or what's going on. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. The show seems okay so far. The only thing I don't like is I do feel like it was a little bit of a spoiler with Evelyn and Tamar. Do you know why it is? It's because the show dropped, and on the same day we found out that Evelyn and Tamar engaged.
What's going on?
And that's too soon. And I do get the show dropped on a streaming service, and they put the whole season up there. But I think they could have at least given us 3 days or at least a week or something to at least even process a few episodes of the show and then tell us some outcomes. I felt like it was a little too much. That was just, I felt like it was overkill. It was too much to process.
I definitely agree with that.
But in that sense, we'll see what happens with everyone. It is a very interesting show, and maybe next week we'll pick up it in more detail. But this is what I'm saying to you, like, you have to, I honestly believe, like, you shouldn't be with people that you're fully attracted to. You have to be with people that you're medium attracted to, so you have good judgment. And I believe
I've never heard of that, but if it works, sis, it works. If you like it, I love it.
I don't know if I like it.
Right, okay. Thank you for listening to another episode this week. You can find us on all our socials, and so on every platform, you can find us on. She's gonna kill me if I get this wrong. You can find us at Poor Decisions Show on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And you can find us at Poor Decisions UK on Twitter.
Fabulous.
I had it, girl. Don't know why.
No, you lost me when you said you can find us on all platforms.
I picked it back up. I picked it back up.
And where can they find you?
At Lucy Loves Food on Instagram.
And you can find me at Instagrams on the Instagram.
It's your turn to press the button. I always press the button.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yeah.